March 31st, 2017. That is the day the US authorities are considering passing a new ruling that could well send Bitcoin on its fourth massive bull run that yields investors 10x returns or more in the following few months. Hi, I'm Max Wright from Success Council. I'm a Bitcoin author, investor, documentary film producer, creator of the hugely successful Bitcoin Starter Kit and Bitcoin Mastery programs, and have a stunning record of predicting when to buy and when to sell Bitcoin to maximize profits during its bull runs. Bull runs that allowed investors to earn nearly 100 times return on their money. I'm here to tell you that I believe the next big bull run for Bitcoin has already begun, and you are missing out right now. My outlook for Bitcoin is very optimistic regardless, but one little known ruling by the US authorities on March 31st of this year, I believe will send the price of Bitcoin soaring 10x yet again. Let me explain. Bitcoin is a technology of profound importance that can reshape the way the world thinks about and uses money. Some have called it the Internet of Money, others money for the 21st century, and Bill Gates called it a tour de force. As with all revolutionary technologies, it followed a predictable pattern of uber geeks pioneering the way with cutting-edge innovation that most people could not even understand. As they developed new technology, Bitcoin was made easier for lesser geeks to get involved, or perhaps they found a new use case for the technology and found a new market segment, and more people took up the technology. As each new hurdle is jumped, the number of people using the technology increases and more people have their life enriched by the technology. Usually, you and I are just a user of the new technology and start using it at some point and you don't think much about it. But Bitcoin is different. Because it is money, it has a price. And just like the euro floats against the US dollar, so too does Bitcoin float against the US dollar. Most people could not invest in Google or Facebook or many other technologies until after these companies had their IPO. The big money was made by the early investors though, long before the technology hit the stock market and your average person got on board. Because Bitcoin is money as well as technology, it offers a rare chance for the average person to get on board a world-changing technology early and participate in huge potential profits. Just like the early investors of Facebook and Google. You have probably read stories of those early Bitcoin uber geeks turning $50 into $1 million and wondered what you missed. Well, it turns out what you missed were key moments in Bitcoin's history when large hurdles were jumped. That is, problems were solved by the uber geeks, and it became clear that more people were going to start using Bitcoin. You see, Bitcoin allows normal people like you and I to invest in an emerging technology much earlier than usual. Usually we can't get involved until it's on the stock market. That is why March 31st is so crucial. It is the date when another huge hurdle could be jumped, and if it is, it could spark a gigantic spike in Bitcoin's price. So what is going to happen on March 31st? That is the deadline for the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, to issue a ruling on whether the current applications for a Bitcoin ETF will be permitted on the Nasdaq. Huh? Okay, that was a little bit dry, and you might be thinking, what does that mean? I think the best way to explain this is with an example. There are many ETFs, or exchange-traded funds, listed on the stock market in the US. More specifically for Bitcoin, there are many commodity ETFs. For example, gold, silver, wheat, and many others. So what do ETFs do? You see, let's say you want to invest in wheat. Perhaps you read there was a big storm that wiped out half the wheat crop and you thought, the price will surely go up, I want to invest in wheat. Well, one way is to buy a silo, go and buy the wheat, transport it to your silo, secure it, store it. Then if you ever want to sell it, you can transport it back to the new owner. Now, all of this, of course, is very, very expensive and inefficient. And you can imagine the cost of securing gold and silver even more so with the need for heavy security along the way. An alternative is to use an ETF. An ETF eliminates all of those headaches and costs and has some special tax benefits. An ETF is a fund that is designed to closely mimic the real price of the underlying asset. If I sell my shares in a gold ETF to you, for example, then the gold does not have to be moved or transported because the fund still owns it. I just sold my shares in the fund to you. It becomes as simple as selling any other stock. If you sell me Facebook stock, for example, it's something our brokers handle and it's very cheap and inexpensive. The efficiencies and ramifications are enormous when a commodity gets an ETF. Costs of transactions plummet and the number of market participants skyrocket. I would never buy $1,000 of wheat for an investment if I had to pick it up and store the wheat and manage all of those costs. The costs and headaches are too prohibitive. But with an ETF, I can simply call my broker or log on to my E-Trade account or open up an app and buy $1,000 of wheat for a very small fee in about 1 minute. Thanks to ETFs, it is now efficient for me to be in and out of a trade in gold, wheat, and many other things in minutes. The market efficiencies are huge, and the instruments bring in many investors, day traders, and speculators of all kinds that would otherwise never think of investing in that commodity. So how successful have ETFs been? Unbelievably so. Gold ETFs, for example, are now the 6th largest holder of gold after the world's 5 largest central banks. While the ETFs are designed to follow the price of gold, many argue that the spot price of gold now follows the price of the ETF. The tail has begun to wag the dog because the ETF is so much easier to deal with than the gold itself. Now, there is little doubt that a Bitcoin ETF would jump a huge hurdle for the Bitcoin community. Just like with gold and silver and wheat, there are some hurdles to overcome when someone is buying and safely storing and selling Bitcoins. There are just some simple steps to learn, but that is enough friction to keep many people away. All reports indicate there are hundreds of millions of dollars of institutional money waiting to jump into Bitcoin if that friction is removed by an ETF, let alone all the private investor money that will flood in too. So what is the skinny on these SEC rulings? Well, there are actually 2 Bitcoin ETF applications at the SEC, and the SEC must deliver a verdict on both of them by March 31st, 2017. Now, for reasons that I've explained to our paid subscribers in our members area, I think the future of Bitcoin is very bright over the next 18 months, no matter what the verdict on ETFs are in March. But a positive verdict is likely to send the price of Bitcoin soaring over the following months. For those reasons, I am again suggesting to my members that they buy Bitcoin now. The sooner, the better, but definitely before the March 31st deadline. Of course, all the usual disclaimers are required. Bitcoin is a risky investor. My previous predictions, no matter how accurate, are no certainty of future success, and only invest with funds that you can afford to lose. But my prediction is to buy now. Have you ever seen or heard of someone making a big windfall and said, gee, they were lucky? Well, let me let you in a little secret. Luck is preparation plus opportunity. Opportunities come up all the time, but only the people who are prepared, who learned, who position themselves with knowledge and skills to take advantage of it, prosper. And then they appear lucky to those who did not prepare. Smart people are preparing for Bitcoin now. It is a great time to do it no matter what, but especially if either of the Bitcoin ETFs are approved in March. Let me just give you a couple of points to make the case that Bitcoin is ripe to shine again, even if the ETFs are not approved. Billions of dollars of venture capital have been flowing into the sector over the past few years. Supporting technologies are being built, number of users have been steadily growing, number of transactions have been steadily growing, and the fundamentals have never been better. But the price for the last 2 years has been relatively flat. Now, in Bitcoin land, relatively flat means it's stayed in one order of magnitude. You can see here that this is a logarithmic scale. Each notch on the y-axis goes up 10x. Since the dizzying highs of November of 2013, the price has remained contained. But during that time, the number of transactions on the network has increased nearly 600%, from 50,000 transactions per day to over 300,000 transactions per day. Can you imagine Facebook having the same value with 50,000 users compared to 300,000 users? What a bargain. That is why it is so undervalued now compared to 2013. If the SEC chooses to get left behind and not approve either of the Bitcoin ETFs, then things look very good for Bitcoin. But if they do approve it, we could see a gigantic spike in the price of Bitcoin. Quite frankly, it is not a matter of if, but when. Trump's new cabinet contains several pro-Bitcoiners too, which means even if the applications are rejected, then a new proposal shortly after will be likely. And if not then, there are still plenty of other countries that would love to be at the forefront of this technology. For obvious reasons, the entrepreneurial talent behind this initiative is focused on America right now. But they can move to Singapore or Hong Kong or London or Sydney or wherever. Hopefully by now, you are hungry with desire to get your hands on some Bitcoins because you see what could happen. Hopefully, you can't wait to learn how to prepare to get very, very lucky in the not too distant future. Well, there are basically two ways to do it. Which way is correct for you depends entirely on you and, more importantly, where you are in life. There is no right and wrong here, and at different stages of my life, I've been both. When I was a student, I had plenty of time and no money. If you find yourself in that situation for whatever reason, then everything you need to know is, of course, in the big wide web. You can search through an avalanche of articles and videos by experts and pseudo-experts and business owners selling you their wares. And after sifting through all of that often contradictory information, you can begin to piece together what you need to know, and hopefully you come up with a safe way to buy and hold Bitcoin. The second option is for people whose time is valuable. You see, I have created an easy-to-follow, step-by-step video training course that will teach you everything you need to know about the Bitcoin world. I don't sell any Bitcoin widgets or services, and so I'm not biased in any way. I'm just interested in giving you the best and easiest to understand information there is and the simplest steps you can take to buy, safely store, use, and sell your Bitcoin. So, if having a long-time Bitcoin expert, author, investor, award-winning documentary film producer, and speaker hold your hand on this journey as you prepare to become lucky, if that sounds like the smart move, then pay attention because I have an unbelievable offer for you. I can promise you that you will receive everything you need to quickly take advantage and not miss out on Bitcoin's fourth big bull market. If you kicked yourself in the past thinking that you had missed the Bitcoin phenomenon, don't worry. It is really just getting started and you can redeem yourself. When you compare watching along with my simple and easy to follow training videos, compared to sifting through all of the nonsense and trying to figure out what's true and what is not, I can guarantee I can save you at least 40 hours of your time, but probably much, much more, and get you a much better result, I might add. My rhetorical question for you is, what is a 40-hour work week worth to you? What is your time worth? That is how much value you will receive right now. But don't worry, whatever that figure is, however much value you will receive right now, you won't pay anything like that. So, let me tell you specifically what you are about to receive exclusive and immediate online access to. The first product is called the Bitcoin Starter Kit. This is a step-by-step video tutorial program that will teach you how to do all of the basics, even if you're not technical at all. You do not need any programming skills or anything else. As long as you can send an email, then with this step-by-step video tutorial, you can use and benefit from Bitcoin. In the Starter Kit, you will learn how to create a Bitcoin wallet. In order to own Bitcoins, you have to place them in a wallet, so you absolutely need this to get started. How to buy Bitcoins so it is painless and a stress-free process. By the way, you can start with as little as $1. How to sell Bitcoins so you can cash in your profits along the way and buy that car, that holiday, or that house that you've always wanted. How to trade Bitcoins so you can purchase your everyday items with it if you choose. And how to store Bitcoin safely so you won't be one of those people who try to go it alone and figure it out for themselves only to discover they missed an important piece and had their Bitcoin stolen. It is really easy to protect your Bitcoin once you know how, but most people who go it alone miss it because you just don't know what you don't know. You'll also learn how to accept Bitcoin for payment for your goods and services, so Bitcoin just comes to you easily, and the best security practices for each step along the way. Security is actually one of the most important aspects of Bitcoin and one of the most little understood. The Bitcoin Starter Kit will give you step-by-step instructions on best practices to keeping your Bitcoin safe. The Starter Kit is a must for every beginner to learn the basics to protect themselves like a pro. The Bitcoin Starter Kit is valued at $147, but stay tuned because we have a special deal coming your way. The second product is Bitcoin Mastery. This is the really important stuff, so you become a very knowledgeable investor. It goes into full discussions of Bitcoin's philosophy. It evaluates its strengths, weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. We dive deep into the economics of Bitcoin. Who will benefit? What will the adoption curve look like? What will drive price? What will drive innovation? How will governments react? And what are the warning signs you need to be aware of when investing in Bitcoin? All of these questions will be answered, giving you the safety and security that only knowledge can bring. We even interview some of the original players in the Bitcoin world and find out where Bitcoin has been and where it is going. These guys are the living proof that Bitcoin can make multi-millionaires in just months. True rags to riches stories. Their insight and discussion of the highly volatile Bitcoin world is priceless because managing your emotions on this super fun roller coaster ride is a must. Even better is their predictions on what the next great tidal wave of profits to be made in the Bitcoin world might be. One in particular has publicly predicted 4 investments in the Bitcoin world that have each increased in value 1,000%. Bitcoin Mastery is for the professional and hobby investor alike. It really is one of the richest and most comprehensive educations available on Bitcoin. Given that Bitcoin Mastery has made its customers millions since it was created in January 2013, it was an absolute steal when I sold it for $197. But again, stay tuned because we want to offer you something special here today. Because both the Starter Kit and Bitcoin Mastery teach you the fundamentals, they are as true now as when they were created 4 years ago. With the exception of some updated tutorials as the technology has advanced, they are timeless, and that is why they are so powerful. The Bitcoin Starter Kit and Bitcoin Mastery are everything you need to get started in the world of Bitcoin. Just a few hours from now, you can own your first $20 worth of Bitcoin and start just like I did in 2012. As you become more comfortable, if you choose, you can acquire more. This is the way to prepare to get lucky. Look, listen, we already know how valuable this is to you. And we know I've sold the Starter Kit for $147 and Bitcoin Mastery for $197. That is nearly $350 in value. But I promised you a deal, so you know you're not going to pay that today. And you know you're not even going to pay $200. And you're not even going to pay $100. In fact, I'm so motivated to help average people climb out of the rat race. I'm going to give you these 2 products valued at $350 absolutely free today when you give us a try and become a Bitcoin Inner Circle subscriber. You remember when I said I emailed our subscribers and advised them to take profits and sell some Bitcoin for $1,100 just 2 days before the market dropped 30%? Or when I emailed subscribers to buy Bitcoin at $250 in late 2015? Or the time before that when I told them to buy at $12 and sell at $950? I was emailing my Inner Circle subscribers. And that is what I want for you. To get the cutting edge information as soon as I get it and let you know when I am buying and selling. Remember, membership to my Bitcoin Inner Circle has directly led to customers earning crazy returns in the thousands of %. People have told me I should charge thousands of dollars per year for membership. And at one stage, I did. For many years, Bitcoin Inner Circle membership was $97 per month. And considering the gains my customers made, it would absolutely be worth it. The data is kind of hard to argue with. But I'm not going to charge anything like that today. So let's recap. Today you will get the Bitcoin Starter Kit valued at $147, absolutely free. You'll get Bitcoin Mastery valued at $197, absolutely free, when you try the Bitcoin Inner Circle membership for just $97 per year. That means buy 1 month and get 11 months free, and get the same deal every year after that, and get $350 worth of bonuses right now. That is a saving of over $1,400 for a tiny investment of $97 today that could change your life. I mean, just eat in once this year when you might have otherwise eaten out, and this is paid for. You can grab this $1,400 of value and potentially change your financial destiny. Now, I've never done anything like this before, but you have to take advantage today. And you should want to, because Bitcoin could start its price run up anytime and you don't want to miss it. I mean, really? You've already missed the first move from $250 that I told my subscribers about to now around $1,000. But that is small time compared to what is coming. You want to take action now. So go ahead and click the Add to Cart button right now and give yourself this gift. You can cancel at any time and there is no commitment at all. After you have consumed all the information, and if you don't want to hear from me about when I'm buying and when I'm selling in the future, then a simple email to our customer support team is all it takes to cancel your membership. And even if you do decide to cancel your membership, you have still received the Bitcoin Starter Kit and Bitcoin Mastery valued at $350, yours to keep absolutely free. All this to trial our super popular subscription at a 90% discount. Look, I really don't know how to make a deal more attractive than that. So go ahead and click the Add to Cart button right now and get prepared to get lucky. Remember, luck equals preparation plus opportunity. The opportunity is coming. It is up to you if you prepare to be lucky. You have nothing to lose. You will learn about this incredible technology that will prepare you to take advantage of an amazing opportunity in the future. And with ETS potentially coming online later this year, it could be much sooner than you think. In fact, just think about that for a minute. Right now, in order to buy Bitcoin for a newcomer, the best way I know to do it is to go through the Bitcoin Starter Kit and Mastery program. Now, if you're still listening, then you haven't clicked the Add to Cart button yet. That means you're agonizing over the cost of a tank of gas and a few hours of your time to watch some videos and become educated. Look, I get it. Time and money are valuable. But think about this. Think about all the lazy people that's just too hard for. And then add to that all of the people who just aren't going to see this video or hear about it. But one day, when Bitcoin is in the news for going up like crazy again, and all they have to do is click buy Bitcoin in their E-Trade account or on an app on their phone or call their broker, and think of the hedge funds that can all of a sudden buy $100 million worth with a click. When that happens, do you really want to be in the group that is paying $5,000 per Bitcoin, or the group that prepared to be lucky with a few hours of watching my online trading videos? You can wait until then and pay a premium, or you can learn right here, right now for peanuts and get in on the ground floor of an asset class that has gone up from a penny in 2010 to over $1,000 in 2016. Don't let the fake news keep you from understanding and being an early adapter of Bitcoin. Don't let laziness hold you back so other people get lucky while you are on the sidelines. Go ahead, click the Add to Cart button and watch the simple step-by-step online videos and just follow along. It really is that simple. But I tell you what, I want to make it even easier. Your membership today comes with a complete 30-day money-back guarantee. If you didn't receive excellent value, if it was not everything I promised, or if it's just not your cup of tea, I will give you a full refund and you can keep the gifts valued at over $350. You really do have nothing to lose. So go ahead and click the Add to Cart button right now and I will rush you your username and password and you will get instant online access to the members area where everything awaits you. It's as simple as that. Go ahead and click the Add to Cart button and I will see you in the members area. Let's make 2017 a great year for you.